Hey Algebra 1, this is your week rundown. Before we get started with anything, what I want you to do is remind you that next Sunday is Mother's Day. If your mom is anything like my sister has 4 kids going to school. She's managing all of them. She's also working from home. She is so occupied with so much stuff during the day. She deserves a break. So I'm trying to make this Mother's Day as good as I can for my sister and my mom, because my mom has also been stuck at home. Try to be creative with that, but just remember your moms, all right? Okay, so a couple of things that you guys need to know for your week. Okay, you will have 2 assignments. I'll throw the first video and assignment online, or the first video and your assignment will be followed online shortly. You're also going to have a quick check at the end of this week. We don't have an assessment for this week, so your quick check will have to do with the gotta knows that you have to know for this next section. All right, I think you guys are looking at, we were finding the zero product property to find solutions, and then you're going to do the quadratic formula. I'll also tell you, make sure you have your quadratic formula like on a note card or something, because you can always refer to it. You don't have to memorize it. Although by the time you get to Algebra 2, you'll probably have it all memorized, all right? But that's one of the things you have to know. You're going to know the quadratic formula. So you'll have that quick check. You'll have your 2 assignments that'll be due by Friday, and you have your Friday reflection. The other thing is, a bunch of you guys handed in that last assessment on Friday, and there were some little mistakes. You might want to take some time to do those corrections, because those points, you might want to bank some easy points, because that next assessment might be a little more difficult, okay? So if you haven't returned that to me, because I returned it to you with a score, and hopefully you can get more points on it, you have until Monday at 4. After 4, what I do is I delete everybody who didn't take the test, and I just won't accept anything late from anybody else. And if you did not get to take the assessment, you can request it. You can request it at a later time. All right? And that's pretty much it for you guys. Now, kind of for everybody, I've been telling everybody this. I feel like we're in a rut here. It's getting kind of old, and we need something exciting, maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. So I think I can find one for you. Our goal is to be done instructing you guys at the end of May. That means June is just going to be maybe an assessment on the last thing that we did, kind of like the stuff you've been getting on the slides, which you guys have been doing pretty good on those. Maybe making some late work or handing those things in at the end if you've been overwhelmed or you couldn't get things in. So that's kind of our goal, is to be done at the end of May. You could potentially have something due that first week of June. But towards the end, we're pretty much going to focus on just getting stuff from you guys so we get those passing grades. All right. My Google Meet times. Some of you guys have had some problems, and I'm going to tell you right now, your grades on Infinite Campus, some of you guys have been handing in some things and you don't do really great on your assessments. That's what you're getting. I'm not bumping up a fail to a pass if you can't do what you're supposed to do. It's that simple. I've had these Google times 3 times a week. I have kids come in. Sometimes I have kids not coming in and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't help you at home. You have to come. I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. So here they are. I think I kept them the same as last week. It seemed to work for me. Here you go. You guys are from on Tuesday, 1:40 to 2 o'clock. And then from 2 to 2:30, anybody can pop in. You usually don't want to be in that spot, because then you might have to listen to like the accelerated kids ask questions, and that gets kind of boring. Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday is my huge Google Meet day, and I only have a chunk of time in the morning. You guys are 10:20 to 10:40, and anybody can come in from 11 to 11:30. And then Thursday, here we go. You guys are from 1 to 1:20, and anybody can come in from 2 to 2:30. All right, so those are my Google times. They were the same as before. But your grade, even if you're like, I'm getting everything in on time, or I'm even getting in my homework, you have to do well on those quick checks. You have to do well on those assessments, because that's what you're demonstrating your knowledge. And you can't move on to the next thing unless you know this one. So I've written some messages to you guys, and nobody shows up. And some people that are coming or email me, I get back to them. If we just got to figure out how to make this work, okay? Because you can't pass unless you get all that stuff in, and you also do it well. You understand what you're doing, all right? So those are my Google Meet times. I'm hoping the weather's really nice, that you got outside. I'm kind of doing this later on a Sunday because I went for a bike ride this morning. Because I think it's important. I think that it's getting kind of old, and we need to get going, get outside, know that we're almost done with this. Even if it's like 4 or 5 weeks, I can count that on one hand. I'm happy about that. The other thing I want to make you guys aware of is that there is a fundraiser out at Municipal Field from 11 to 2 next Saturday. It's like a drive-by lunch, I believe. You're going to pick it up. I'm kind of visioning. It's like hamburgers, brats, or hot dogs, whatever they're going to do. It's for the baseball team. And they're raising money for Ryan Barker, and he is making masks for people. He's been doing this since the whole thing started and been raising money and just keeps making it with his 3D printer. I think that's pretty darn cool. He's also in my 7th hour class, so I'm pretty excited to kind of be a part of that. So I'm going to go get some lunch on Saturday, and I'd recommend you guys do too. All right, so that is your week rundown. Your first assignment should be on shortly. Your second assignment will come on like Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning. All right, and then I'll get back those weekly reflections to you guys on Thursday, and your quick checks will probably be out to you about Wednesday too. All right, have a great week.